Night Wolves, and welcome back to another video on my channel. And today we are back with a vlog video or talking video. I don't know, whatever you want to call this. I don't know if I ever told this story on my channel, and suddenly it just popped in my head, and I'm like, oh, did I ever tell this story? I know I told a lot of stories of things that happened in my life, but this one I don't think I told, or I have and I just forgot. I don't know. But yeah, so this is the time that I got seriously really bad sick. Like so sick that I ended up in the hospital sick. So yeah, I was sitting in my living room with my mom, eating dinner, watching TV. We had chicken and noodles, or I don't know exactly what we had, but I know we had chicken. And this is where my dislike, well, I don't know, it's not really dislike because I still love chicken and stuff like that. But for some reason, I can't eat it now because of this specific because I got sick. But the thing is, it was not the chicken that got me sick, but I got sick soon after I ate the chicken. And so my mom ate chicken for dinner. We ate dinner, and suddenly I started to feel kind of blah. Like, I started feeling kind of sick. So I was like, oh, I'm done eating. And she's like, oh, you didn't eat very much. I'm like, yeah, I just stopped feeling good. And she's like, oh, okay. But yeah, so I'm like, well, I'm not feeling good. I sat there, and it was like not even that late at night. I tried to stay up until the time I had to go to bed. This is when I was back in high school, so I had a bedtime. So I tried to stay up. Oh my god, I got something in my eye. So I tried to stay up until my bedtime, but I could not make it. I was just feeling so blah that I'm like, I just need to go to bed. Actually, this was around the time of summer. So we were actually not even in school yet. We weren't even in school. It was during summer break. I just remembered. Sorry. I have like a thing where I can't remember things until like I start talking about it, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, that's not how it went. This is how it went. Sorry. It was during summertime, and we were on our break. We were not in school, but I was in high school at the time, but I was not. I didn't have a bad time schedule because it was summertime. So I was like, oh, I really want to stay up, but I was just feeling really blah because I was starting to feel sick for some reason. And I know it wasn't the chicken because I ate it, my mom ate it, and my sister ate it. So how was I the only one that ended up sick after eating the chicken? So I know it wasn't her, or it wasn't the chicken that made me sick. I went to sleep, and then the next day, well, actually not even the next day, it was like sometime during the night I woke up and I had the runs. So I was in the bathroom pretty much a lot. So, and it got so bad. Like, it was so bad. Like, I couldn't even make it to the bathroom. That's how bad it was. I had so many accidents. It was ridiculous, and I was so embarrassed, but it couldn't be helped because it was whatever was going on. I was just like, I had the runs, and sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't, and it was so friggin' bad. It was ridiculous. I would be like laying on the couch, and I'll have to go, and I'll try to make it to the bathroom. Nope. Yeah, so anyways, so my mom had to go to Walmart, and she got me like these pretty much diapers. Well, they're actually called Depends for older people. So she got me some, and I wore that because I was seriously having so many accidents that I was going through underwear like crazy, and I was just like, you know what, I'm so tired of this. Someone give me a freaking diaper. So Mom's like, okay, I'm gonna go to Walmart and get you something. So she came back with those. So that's how I took care of that problem. So anyways, I was sick, and it was the scariest time in my mom's life. I think she probably thought I was going to die because it was like super bad. But anyways, so like I was laying on the couch, and I felt sick, and I was just so tired, and I was like, I need to go to the doctors or something. And mom was like, okay, let's make a doctor's appointment. So we called them, and I told them all my symptoms, and they're like, oh, okay, well, we can get you in today at this time. And I'm like, okay. So I hung up, and I was just like, ugh, and I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. And then my body started to hurt, and I just felt so out of it. So I went to the bathroom, and I was in there for a very, very long time. And mom came to check on me, and she's like, Alicia, are you okay? And I had like the water running because I was like super hot. I felt like I was gonna pass out because I was so hot, and I was just like sitting there with the water running with my hand stuck in the sink because I was so hot, and I'm like, I need like, I was sitting there splashing myself with water. I was like so ugh. Anyway, so I was like sitting there, and mom was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Ooh," and I was like mumbling my. Sorry, I got something in my eye. It's bugging the crap out of me. Anyway, so I was mumbling my words, and mom's like, and then I was like kind of zoned out, and then she kept trying to talk to me, and I was like, I wouldn't talk back, and I was just so zoned out, and mom started freaking out, and I felt so bad for her, and she was like, I'm gonna go get the neighbor, and she like ran to our next door neighbor. Well, actually, she ran across the way because she went to this other neighbor's house, and she's like, I don't know, Alicia's, she explained whatever, and they came over, and I was just sitting there, and I was a complete mess at this point because I messed my pants, and then I was on the toilet messing myself some more. It was just, I never crapped so much in my whole entire life. It's not even funny. And the thing is, when I went to the hospital, they couldn't even tell me what was wrong with me. So I don't even know if it was food poisoning or what it was. Like they said it was an infection that I had in my intestine, and that was the reason that I was having the runs and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm like, I didn't know I could get an infection in you can get an infection in your intestines that make you poop yourself constantly. But whatever. So I was sitting there, and mom was talking to me, but I was spacing out and kind of passing out at that point. So mom's like, I'm calling 911. So she got on the phone, she called 911, and then she called the doctors and told them what was going on and said that we're not coming there, we're going to the hospital because we are not going to make it to the appointment. So so mom came in, she's like, the ambulance is here. So she's like, I need to clean you up and get you ready. And at this time, I was back in kind of more, I wasn't passing out pretty much. I was more coherent, however you say it. And so I was like, yeah, okay. So she cleaned me up and then put on a new Depend and got me all dressed. And then we went out to we were on our way out to the ambulance, and then I'm like, I need to go back to the bathroom. I feel like I'm gonna do something again. And mom's like, you gotta depend on, just do it in there. It's fine. When we get to the hospital, we'll ask them to clean you up or whatever. I'm like, okay. I walked out, and there was a stretcher there because I was not gonna make it to the freaking ambulance. So I got in the stretcher, and we went off to the hospital. I luckily did not mess myself because they did. We got to the hospital. My mom told them that I might have messed myself. So they gave me something to go to the bathroom, and I went in, but I didn't mess myself, so I went back to to where I was laying, and I'm like, well, I didn't mess myself, so I kept the stuff just in case I did. And they didn't even give me a room. I don't like they did not give me a room. We were in the hall the whole entire time I was there, which kind of annoyed me. I was sitting there pretty much dying. I felt like at this point felt like I was dying, and my mom even thought I was dying. But yeah, so they got an IV started. I was super dehydrated because it was summertime, so I was sweating, plus crapping myself. All the water that I was putting in, I was pretty much taking in, like, it was going out really fast. So they put an IV in me to get the fluids back into me, and they didn't do anything else. That's all they did was put fluids in me, and I was just sitting in the hall freaking dying and feeling like I had to poop myself all the time. And then they're like, oh, once the IV is done, you can go home. And I'm like, yeah, but why am I crapping myself? What is going on? Why aren't you guys like running tests or something? And oh yeah, I almost forgot this one part. When I was at the house before the ambulance showed up, the reason why my mom actually came to the bathroom is because I called her because I was freaking the fuck out because when I looked into my pants when I messed myself for the billionth time, I looked and there was blood. Like it was blood. I know it was blood. It was red, and I'm like, there's blood. And mom's like, there's what? And I'm like, there's blood. And then at that point, I was like super hot, so splashing water and kind of zoning out, and then we ended up at the hospital. And then my mom's like, there was blood in her stool, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you need to run tests, all this stuff like that. But they did not do that at all. And then the IV was done, and I had like a super bad headache. I remember that. Like, I had this super bad headache, and I was thirsty. I wanted water. I had like a super bad pounding freaking headache because of me having like little to no water in my system. I was so super dehydrated that it ended up giving me like a really bad headache. And I think it was like my first time ever getting something close to a migraine. I've never had a migraine in my whole entire life, but I think that might be something kind of close to it. I don't know. I had a really bad headache, and I'm like, I need something. I have a bad headache. So the lady's like, okay, I'll get you some medicine for your headache. I'm like, okay. So she came back with some medicine, and she gave it to me, and she's like, only a little bit of water. Do not drink all of it. And I'm like, okay, I won't. And then she walked away. I took the medicine and drank the whole entire water because I was like so freaking thirsty that I'm like, screw it. I don't care if I throw up, because the reason why they didn't want me to drink water is because they thought that I would throw it up. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure I won't throw it up. So I took medicine and drank the whole entire water. I didn't throw up. And then I gave the cup to mom. I'm like, you just say that you drank it if she asked. And she's like, okay. So if the lady asked, she would have said I drank it. But the lady didn't ask because my mom was holding on to it. So she probably just assumed that my mom drank it. I don't know. Anyway, so I lay there in the hall, curled up in a ball because I was hurting. Like, not just my head was hurting, like my whole entire body was hurting. I was just laying there feeling like death had freaking smacked me. And then after the IV drip was done, I felt better, and they told me I can go home. And my mom's like, but you didn't run any tests to figure out what was going on with her, why she has like runs, nothing, like why, like. And then the lady's like, oh, well, she probably just has like a little, like I said, the infection in her intestines that made her that's why it's doing this. And I'm like, and like, what proof do you have that I had that? Like, you didn't do any test or anything like that. Like, you would assume that somebody that comes to the hospital with severe, and I mean severe diarrhea, you would assume that they would, like, run some kind of test to see what the frick is going on with the person, but no, they didn't at all. And I'm just like, so I have no idea how I got that severely sick. I don't think it was the chicken. I don't think I had food poisoning. So I don't know what was going on. Maybe I did have a infection in my intestine that made it do what it did, because I have problems going to the bathroom properly as is. Like, I'm like constantly bowled up. It's more or less so now that it was back then. So maybe that because I can't move my bowels properly, it did create some kind of like infection inside there and made me have severe diarrhea. And so because of that, because of all this that I went through, I can't eat chicken. Like, I still like to eat it. I try to eat it, but every time I eat chicken, my stomach ends up churning. I end up like feeling blah after I eat chicken, but I love it so much, and I'm like, I don't care if I get sick. Every time I eat chicken, I'm going to eat it because I love it. I don't know, it's just so weird. And the same thing that goes with egg. Like, any like form of chicken pretty much I cannot eat. Like eggs, chicken, I can't eat it. And the reason why I can't eat the eggs is because one time I got this weird sickness. I've never heard anyone have it before. And my mom never had it. No one in my family ever had it, except for my sister. My older sister ended up having the same sickness, and I was like kind of excited that she got it because I didn't feel alone. Because everyone else didn't have this ever. But anyway, so I got this weird sickness. I had like kind of like an upset stomach, but not really. It wasn't really too upset. But I had like this weird burp. And every time I burped, it tasted like rotten egg. I haven't had it in a really long time, and I hope I don't. Knocking on wood. My table is wood, so I'm knocking on it. Sorry. I just scared the crap out of my cat. He was sleeping and he just like jumped up and he was like, "What? What?" It's okay, Bryn. Sorry for waking you up. But yeah, so I had this like weird thing. I don't know what. I had like I didn't have like a really bad upset stomach. It was just like a upset stomach. Like it was lightly upset, and then I had like constant burps. Like it was like nonstop. Like I had like really bad gas in my stomach or something, and I just like instead of farting, it came out the other way as in burps, and it tasted and smelt like rotten eggs. And one time I had it, I like was really good at hiding it because it happened a few times. But this one time I was in the car with my mom and I had severe burps and I burped and I'm like, ugh, pretty much dying. And then she smelt it because you could smell it. It was super gross. And she's like, what smells like rotten eggs? And I'm like, that would be me. And she's like, why? What? And I explained to her what was going on. I'm like, I don't know. I have like a kind of like an upset stomach, and I have weird burps, and it smells like rotten eggs. And she's like, ew. I'm like, yeah, ew. So now I can't eat eggs, and I can't eat chicken because of those two sicknesses I have. That's weird. I don't know. Like, I seriously don't know. But I still eat eggs. I still eat chicken because I really like eggs and I really like chicken. But like sometimes I'll eat it and it won't bother me. But then sometimes I'll eat it and then it will bother my stomach and it'll turn my stomach. So those are the weird sickness I had. So I ended up in the hospital for one time for really bad diarrhea, being very badly dehydrated. So yeah. I don't know why I wanted to tell this story. Probably because like it's really weird and I don't know, I just wanted to tell you guys. But yeah, there you go. So you know a little bit more about me. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm probably not the only one that's had severe diarrhea and crapped themselves because they couldn't make it to the toilet. And if you ever say that you had never had diarrhea and never crapped yourself, then you're lucky because I hate it. Oh. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Sorry for this, but I just really wanted to tell this story because, like I said, it happened. And yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I always feel weird about telling these kind of things. I'm like, oh, if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Like, why would you like the video that the fact that I got diarrhea? I don't know. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, give this video a thumbs up. Ring that bell if you want to see more videos from me. Subscribe if you want to. And I'll see you beautiful night wolves in the next video. Goodbye!